Thanks for staying with us. Men and women entrepreneurs face inherently different constraints, including psychological and cultural factors. Female entrepreneurs are often lacking in access to financial and human capital, which impedes business growth. Women have women have different mindset constraints, such as risk aversion, and have not caught up in the soft skills such as leadership, to boost their businesses. Now, in addition, women have culturally imposed constraints that psychologically and physically impede their independence, aspiration, and priorities. Thus, the success of female entrepreneurs depends on their personal traits and entrepreneurial skills, and how supportive institutions and stakeholders address or work around these major constraints. Now, do you think we've made any considerable impact on empowering women-led businesses? Right, especially in Africa, or say in the developing countries, and what can we do better? Now, please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation, send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. So I'm going to bring in Nancy in a minute, but I want to start with you, Alero, because you just started something that is around women, small businesses, and all of that in your organization. How do you think it is faring in terms of, the impact that women-led businesses, can have, rather? Let me just forget about the negatives. What do you think they can have, the impact they can have on their communities?
So, right now, what we are basically trying to do is we're trying to empower women by giving them, the resources that they need. So it's either we're giving them finances as capital to start their business, or we give them an opportunity to upskill, to do trainings, to probably some vocational trainings and all. Because the truth is, a lot of women are smarter than people think, and all they need is an opportunity to go beyond what they are doing right now, because a lot of them feel limited. So aside from their own individual background and their limitations, it's easier when there's like a community of other women backing them up to say, okay, you know what, we understand what's going on and we're here to support you. So if it's finances you need, we're here to give you maybe low interest rate financing, give you opportunities to get maybe investors if that's what you want. So there are a lot of opportunities coming up, and I'll be really excited to talk about that by the time we're ready to go to market as well. Absolutely. So yes, women are going to, in fact, I feel more enthusiastic about the growth of women in 2022 than I've been in other years, and the reason is because after COVID, it's just been a lot of families lost their jobs, and then most of the wives or the mothers in the homes were the ones supporting, and some people were like, oh my god, I didn't even know that we could actually have this type of impact in society, and it's really great that we're looking into it. So yeah. Also,
how about you, Manny? You are a woman that is leading a business and doing exceptionally well at that. So how has it been for you? How do you think you have impacted, first of all, your own immediate community?
Okay, so I think that the fact that I started what I'm doing right now, and I'm still on it 12 years into it, gives more girls around me the confidence, to participate in things like this. In the past, it was like women are not supposed to be here, women are not supposed to be doing these things. Now they see women coming out every day and doing it, so they now participate, and then they understand it, because it's not just in coming out and doing a business, it's in asking yourself why. What are the whys? I believe that because of the population of the women in our country especially, we can actually, women empowerment can help to fight poverty. We're more than the men. We have the numbers. So if you empower the woman, then you know what it means. Then there's this saying that goes that if you educate a girl, you educate a nation. So imagine if we turn this upside down. If you empower a woman, you
empower a community.
Empower a community. It's as simple as that. So I think with everything that I'm doing, is giving other girls, other women around me the confidence to participate. In building, nation building.
Our lawyer. Wow. Yes, Nancy Taya has always been an advocate for those who cannot advocate for themselves. Since her youth, history has always been an interest of hers. Fascinated by how communities and cities grow, she hyper-focused on developing solutions to transform impoverished communities to thriving environments. Now, she consults nationally and internationally with SMEs, corporate bodies, NGOs, and governmental agencies. She provides fresh ideas and strategic guidance to ensure they obtain their desired outcome. Her unique perspective and strategies ultimately helps organizations refocus, recenter, and resume with increased efficiency. And might I add that she's a friend of the house. And we are always happy to have her whenever she's in Nigeria. Thank you so much, Nancy, for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so I just saw you when, what's her name, Mani and Alero, they were talking, you were just going, yeah.
I saw that.
Do you want to touch on that?
Well, I'm always excited when my fellow woman is empowering other women. It's a beautiful thing to see. And you mentioned how it fights poverty. Yeah. It really does. Like when you empower a woman, it's really interesting because the Organization of Economic Development published that the multiplier effect of a woman is 1 to 30. So for every one woman that's empowered, 30 people are going to benefit from that. And so when you think about empowering a woman, it's just a beautiful thing to see. So you mentioned the education, the training, the vocational piece. You mentioned women seeing nation building and seeing that they actually can do it too. And that's the issue. We don't have enough women in positions where they're able to influence and empower others to do the same. And so as you guys were speaking, I was just really excited.
They've done your job for you tonight. But there's something you shared. You said across the globe, data points at the fact that women have made an enormous effort to present on the map of success in entrepreneurship in the last century. Women have made significant impact, and there's still potential for more. Right? This data, is it really real? Is it scalable? Are we truly, or is just that, or is just the we are trying to be politically correct when we say that if you empower? Because sometimes when we talk about, I mean, we just had the International Women's Day. Everybody was talking about women empowerment, breaking the bias, you know, and all of that. It seemed like we're just making too much noise. Do we really make that much impact when you say you are impacting a woman? Are we truly influencing and changing things?
Absolutely. As you were speaking and I was in the back room, I was like, this women empowerment thing is not a game. It's a real thing. There's real data that points to when women are empowered, what it does to an economy. In a recent report, a global women's report in the United States, women in small businesses are employing up to 7.7 million individuals. And it's more than our corporate organizations like McDonald's, IBM, and Walmart. And for me, I'm like, wow, that is so inspiring, but also shows directly what a woman's capable of doing. And when I think of African nations, I'm like, this is not, it's not really innovation, right? If you just follow statistics, if you follow data, then you understand what women are actually capable of doing, and you simply follow the pattern. And so when I think about Nigeria, particularly there was one organization that I worked with just 1 year, it's called Stories from Home. And she was an aspiring entrepreneur, and I asked her, well, what's your vision? What do you ultimately want to do? And she talked about how she wants to start her own business and she wants to help with the graphic design and so forth. So I worked with her, and under a year, she employed 3 people. So I said, wow, well, according to the data here, there's 23 million entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs. So that 23 million women has the ability to employ 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 people within their country. And so when I think about it, it's not rocket science. It's just the data is right there. Follow it, invest, and you see what happens.
Sure.
Ladies, if you leave me, I have plenty questions.
So I mean, so there's one thing that has really been a major concern for me, and it's more of the mental conditioning that females, or rather the female child, has been experiencing right from when she was young. So imagine a female, let me use myself as an example, and growing up, I had like the people in my environment were not really, you know, pushing me towards doing something, or go stay in the kitchen and be the one to cook while the boys watch TV, or go play soccer, or you're the ones that have to serve the boys, or you're the one that have to go to the market. I grew up in a home whereby my dad made sure male and female, you have to do everything, because there's no one rule for a female child and there's no rule for a male child.
Great father.
So, you know, I mean, I just imagine in a family that, you know, the female didn't have that opportunity to have a father that's saying, okay, let's do this. So we have a lot of women that belong to that category, and I know a lot of them are trying to unlearn what they know, and it's our duty of, I mean, we have the opportunity to, you know, see it differently, because they don't even know any better, because in their head they feel like, oh, I'm done with school, have to get married, I have kids, and that's it. The man is the one that goes out of the house and, you know, brings the food and money and all of that. So I mean, women knowing that now is really helping to change the game.
So let me ask Nancy, how do you think we can address this mindset? Because it also impacts in the way the woman sees the growth projection of her business.
Yes.
Now I see that a lot of challenges with small businesses is that they just want to be, you know, I just want to do business.
Let me just make money.
You know, let me just make money and all
They
of
don't think
that.
about
They are not thinking conglomerate. We had to say they speak the grammar.
Yeah.
They're not thinking big. They're not thinking, oh, I can actually do this on a global scale.
Yes.
You know, so this, what Alera just described, it has piggy into the future to go and affect the impact of, even when a woman is leading a business, she's just okay just having 10 staff. Meanwhile, that woman would have had the capacity to employ 1,000 people. So how do we change that mindset?
When you're speaking, I'm like, was she at my training last week? I think she was. Because the training that we did was centered around the mindset of a woman. And oftentimes people ask me about, okay, what should I do when I start my business? I said, well, first you have to get your mindset right. If you're in business to make money, you don't understand what business really is. Business owners are the ultimate problem solvers. So your business should be a solution to an issue within the community. And the issue within your community in 2022, it's likely an issue globally. And so we have to think beyond our current circumstance. And that's what I encourage women to do when we work with them. And I really think there needs to be training programs centered around that. People don't know what is possible. That's what's happening here in Nigeria. Now, I've worked with quite a few women here in Nigeria, and I'm realizing they're not dreaming big enough. They don't even really understand what is possible. And I tell them, you're a click away from a breakthrough. You're literally one click away. Now in this 2022, 21st century, we're all connected in an instant. And so think beyond your current circumstance, think beyond your city, and definitely think beyond just making money. Because when you're solving an issue, people are gonna chase you. You won't have to go beg people to buy your product or your service.
Okay, money, quickly.
Okay, so I bought something off someone on Instagram, and when I got the product, it wasn't good enough. It wasn't what I saw. So I gave her my feedback. I said, you can do better. You know, it was kind of tacky. So she called me and she was like, are you the one that just sent me a message? I was like, yes. And she went off on me. Yes, she did. You know, so, you know, women and emotions. So what are the characteristics and attributes that you think that these women must possess to be able to actually lead? You understand? So the basic things, foundational things.
Yeah, this is when I go back to leadership. So there's business skills and there's leadership skills. And if you want to be successful, you got to know how to have both. And when you understand that business is about service, it's not about you, it's not about your ego, it's about the other person.
Exactly.
Then you'll be able to really level up your emotional intelligence and also level of empathy, right? These are things that have to be taught. They're not taught. So I would say, one, this woman, I'm like, clearly she needs some leadership development, but I'm not surprised because what was she supposed to learn? It's not taught in schools. She likely didn't go to business school. She likely didn't have any type of training, right? People are starting businesses out of passion or desperation.
Yes.
Where is the skill development, right? Where's the emotional intelligence and leadership development that's supposed to go along with business? And so where's the mentoring? It's not there. So this thing does not surprise me. Customer service is one of the most important things in business, and people aren't taught it.
Okay, you know what? Let's go on a very short break. When we come back from the break, we'll continue the conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Okay, if you just tuned in, we are having an amazing and interesting chat with Nancy Tayaregware on the impact of empowering women-led businesses. Please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-8038-4663. I want to go back to this topic, the impact. what does impact, or so what does empowerment mean to a woman? When you say empowerment, because when Manny was talking about somebody calling, I actually thought you were going to say that, oh, thank you so much for the feedback. We truly apologize.
She went off.
Like, you know, she doesn't understand.
Is she forgetting
that? And I was
like,
calm down. You are definitely a small girl. Let me teach you how it's done. She was like, your father. And I was like,
are you kidding me? So seriously, what does empowerment really mean? You understand? When you say you want to empower a woman, what is that word? What does it mean? Because a lot of times people think it is people like Alero, they need to go and look for, just give me money, you have empowered me. But what does real empowerment mean?
Yeah, I think it's a fabulous question. I was thinking about that, and I think right now we're seeing that empowerment is a financial thing, and it's not. It's not giving a woman money and saying, I support your business. It's getting her to understand her power. It's getting her to understand that she is capable of transformation. She's capable of saving her community, her family. She's capable of doing more than what she's doing in that moment. And it's a mindset thing, right? It comes from within. That's before the money. That's before the training, right? And I think that's what needs to happen. It has to be a comprehensive approach to the development of a woman, not just a financial thing.
Yeah.
I like that part where you said understand their power. Because if you understand your power, even if you do not have the money, you'll be able to grow.
Yes.
For people like the girl that called Manny and went off on her, she might have been given money to start that business, but because she does not understand what it means to run a business, she does not have the leadership skills, she doesn't have the emotional intelligence, all that money will go down the drain.
She will not be able to multiply. She won't be able because she will lose clients.
I mean, there's something one of my bosses said last year during the International Women's Day, and I mean, it's something that during her interview, and when she said it, I mean, I had goosebumps. She said, take up the space. As a woman, I mean, there's so many times that in my career, I would want to do something, I'm not so confident about it. And at some point, I'll ask myself, why am I worried? Why am I scared? You're not even certain of the kind of superpower that you have as a woman. First of all, we have the power to multiply everything that we're being given. So when you know according to what people say, your onions, when you know your worth, you get into the room, you take up the space, let people notice you that, yes, I'm here to make an impact, I'm here to make a change. Even if you feel like you're not even as experienced enough to achieve it. Like she mentioned leadership, you have someone to guide you. Even if you don't even have them around you, look for somebody who can mentor you, who can, you know, push you towards the right direction. I know that a lot of people have different type of leadership skills and how it can affect you as an individual. So, I mean, there are a couple of female mentors out there. I'm sure there are a couple of women that you'd have seen that will resonate with your style or with you. I mean, just take up the space, reach out.
So let's move to the conversation around empowerment, Nancy. You know, because how prepared do you think women are when it comes to this mentorship and leadership skills to really pay attention? Because a lot of people are doing it. You are doing a fantastic job trying to get free mentorship for women, right? But it seems like nobody's interested in mentorship. Just give me money. I mean, is it that we have become so lazy, or what exactly is the real issue? Why are people not taking this leadership development and mentorship serious, you know, for the growth of their business?
Well, I think there's several reasons that contribute to that, and I think we just live in a world where everything comes so fast and so easy, and they don't understand that leadership is critical, right? No one's talking about it. I don't think it's in media, social media enough. I don't think it's on the news enough. I don't think it's in the newspapers enough. And I don't think, quite frankly, our leaders around the world are talking about this enough. And so if it's not constantly put in your face, then you don't value it, right? And so I think that's what's happening. Again, when you're talking about development and leadership, you don't see the benefits until later on. And we live in a world where I call it the microwave world. You just put it in and then it's out in 30 seconds. And people think that's what business is supposed to be as well. Not understanding that it's time. It takes time to develop a business that's scalable. And when you are trying to have a business success overnight, everybody wants a success, but Are you willing to work for the success? And if you're not, I have to question why you're really in business. Because if you're in business to solve an issue, I'm going to fight for that issue because it's now bigger than myself. And I think we just have to reshape and redefine what business is and what leadership is and the value of it.
Money is money. You want to go?
Yeah, let me say something. I like what you just said. You know, this is a microwave generation.
Absolutely.
You know, instant gratification. They put something in, they want something out like in 2 days. You know, I see most of my young lawyers now, they just want to get to the top today.
You want to have their own law firm.
Thank you. I have people come into my law firm and after 1 year, they want to open their law firms. Meanwhile, I'm coming from somewhere. So when I started out, I heard a lot of people say, oh, lawyers are poor, you're making a bad move, leaving the bank, because I came from the banking industry. So you're leaving the bank to start up a law firm, doesn't make sense, you know. But I started and I knew what I was getting into. So like you just said, it was not easy. In the beginning, it feels like the numbers are not adding up because really the numbers are not supposed to be adding up. It's a process, you know. So, but nowadays, I don't think we have those people anymore who are ready to, you know, just slug it out till it works. Just stay on it till it works. She said something a while ago about confidence. You know, when I came out of law school, fresh out of law school, a newbie, I was attending all the conferences, seminars, anything that was available. So I found myself in Kenya at one time, and I realized that I had attended a judges conference. I was amongst all the judges in Nigeria. So there was judges from Sokoto, judges, and they were like, what are you doing here? And I was acting like I am supposed to be here. Like she said, make space for me. Take space. So I was taking space.
Take it.
You know, so nowadays we need a lot of confidence in taking this space, because the men are not even going to hand it over to you. You need to take it. You know,
so how do we do that?
Actually, she's here. She's going to tell us how to do that, or how they need to
add to what you said. So I do not want to create excuses for, I don't want to say my generation, right? Because I mean, as an individual, I'm a very restless person in the sense that I want to do something that would create an impact and create a change. And sometimes the level at which I want to achieve that thing, let's assume that you're my boss, if you don't understand me, you might think, oh, I just want to get there quickly. But as a leader, if you sit me down and break it down, like, okay, this is what the journey is like.
Thank you.
I would prepare myself to know that, okay, I'm getting there. And it's always good to measure yourself. Like, there should be a milestone. I'm heading towards this direction, which means that when I get to this place, I check myself, I look back and I'm like, okay, is this the thing you want to achieve? Set your next goal. Because the truth is, at some point, your boss will be the one to say, I think it's time for you to pick something.
Let me based on what they've said, let me ask you, Nancy, what would be a realistic goal setting in terms of business growth or business or career success for a businesswoman? If she says, okay, I'm starting off maybe today, I'm hiring one person, what should be the trajectory? How should she envision that growth?
Or how should she measure it, right? Yes.
Well, I always tell business owners, what's your 5-year plan? So with businesses, the national statistics, 50% of businesses are failing within 5 years, right? So 5 years is like the 0 to 5 years is that startup phase. Once you pass that, kudos to you, right? So I say, why don't you give yourself 5 years? Can it happen sooner? Absolutely. Do we want it to happen sooner? Yes. Absolutely. But give yourself time. Give yourself a 5-year plan. And most importantly, plan for what you want it to look like in 5 years. I tell people, I've worked with so many people, I want to have a $1 billion company in 5 years. Awesome. Let's break that down. How much do you need to make in year 1? What does year 2 look like? What does year 3 look like? What does year 4 look like? How many customers do you need to have in years 1 through 5? Are you prepared to serve that many people, right? So people aren't thinking about their business on a long term, and 5 years is not even long term, right? But just in 5 years, plan for that. Give yourself that amount of time.
See the story that I took today. It's not, there's a uniqueness of Nigeria. Do you understand? You know, it's easy for me to plan in a stable economy, to say, okay, I can give myself 5 years, with the rough it, and we get there. But in an economy where there's so much uncertainty, there's so much instability and all of that, how do you still have that patience to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to give myself 5 years to this. If it's not working, you know, I'll probably say, okay, I failed, and I take up something else. How do you do that?
I think that's a beautiful question, and this is why why are you in business? What is the purpose? What is the vision? Right? So business for me, it's so much deeper than just trying to make money or sell this product or serve this person. I am solving an issue. I believe that if my product and my service and my voice is not used, there's a big problem on earth that will not be solved. And so for me, I'll go 15 years to know the next 20 are going to be great, right? And that's what we have to ask ourselves. How long are we willing to go through the journey? Because it's not easy.
So that means it starts from the foundation of making sure that that business is here to meet a need.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Absolutely.
We're getting somewhere. We have a comment.
Yes, so we have a comment. Hi, ladies. We all need to understand that our space here in Nigeria is different because of our culture and our values. Even with all the business skills and your understanding, how important customers are is still very difficult to deal with Nigerians when it comes to business. I really understand what she's saying. I mean, I feel like Nigerians are unique people. Even when you go to the market, like the open market, and you're trying to purchase stuff, you know how, you know, some retailers will actually act, or some traders
insult you for just coming to price and not buying.
Even with the story that she said that the vendor was.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it goes both ways. Even the consumers and the business owners.
But I think this is not unique to Nigeria.
It's
Nancy, help me
everywhere.
out. In terms of customer service,
It's everywhere.
Where you actually, I mean, I watched a video online where it was not in Nigeria, where they were insulting the whatever for attending to somebody else. I mean, we see this happen, right? So how do we uniquely tailor it to Nigeria? Because it seems like everybody just feels like Nigeria, we have very poor customer service and all of that. How can we tailor the right solutions, you know? Because I don't think it's unique to us, though.
It's not unique to Nigeria, but I will say, and
we're peculiar here.
Yes.
Why peculiar people?
Our culture is there that affects.
I think just culturally, we have very dominant personalities. That's what I'll use. But you can still have a dominant personality and still serve somebody. Yeah. Like that is what business is. And I had an experience here in Nigeria. It's like, why the customer service here is just lacking across the board. But then there was one person I went to somewhere specific, and they were so kind to me. Didn't ask for money, just wanted to help me. And I was so impressed. I was like, wow, thank you so much. And tipped him. He didn't even want anything, but because I just was yearning for it. Why is there no service? And I think that, again, what are you in business for? Business is service. It is serving an individual, which means we have to reduce our ego.
In their pockets.
Exactly. That's how you get it. I told one of my seamstress, I said, it's not that you're not the best seamstress in Lagos. Let's be very clear. It's not that you're bad, but you're not the best. I'm not coming to you because you make the finest clothes in the city. I like you and I like your service. And in that, and I was talking to her because she had bad service in that moment where I said, now you've broken the trust. I don't even want to come back to you anymore. You don't understand what relationship building does. Being kind to someone, being generous, and just being there for someone, it'll bring you back.
Absolutely.
Bring them back. And I think that's the mentality we have to have as a nation.
Manny, you have a comment.
Okay.
Someone is just greeting us.
Greetings, ladies. Sincerely, the capability of a woman is extremely awesome. Almost from 3 years, a girl already expresses so much attention and detail on her looks, etc. That attention to do the hair, the nails, the skin, personal hygiene, and so on. This ability, if given to leadership and bigger personal vision can add, will transform up to unsuppressible power. This gap is biggest weakness that limits the full potential of a woman. Question is why? From Benson.
Did you understand that question?
I didn't understand.
Let me take it again, because what he said was, let me see, he says, you know, from almost at the age of 3, a girl already understands, you understand, but the gap is that ability to translate the thing you already have on your inside, which is the guidance. That's where that mentorship comes in.
Yeah.
Where you are able to say, you know, you already have this inside of you, right? How about we move you away from hair, skin and nails coordination to coordinating a structure, a business and all of that. You understand? Is that missing link that, you know, Benson is talking about? You know, so you channel that energy for a bigger purpose, a bigger vision. That's what he's saying. And that's where it comes back to what I'd linked to Alero's comments about how we think small as women. We're just so satisfied. So how do we start to get to that place where we are hungry? You know, so, which I think you've already answered when you said, why are you in business, right? So I mean, if you were to sum it up, because, you know, when we are having fun, right? If you were to sum it up in terms of what the opportunities are in 2022 and beyond for women, because we are actually at the front burner of most conversations globally. Women, we're at the front burner. So how do we tap into that as women?
Yeah, I would say specifically women in Nigeria, it's critical that you seek support, seek mentorship programs, seek guidance, seek proper training, because the opportunities are there. People are watching, people understand what women are doing, and more opportunities are being created to support. But if your business is not structured, if you don't have your proper documentation, you're gonna miss those opportunities. If you're not seeking mentorship to even find the opportunities, you're gonna miss out. And so that's my advice to any woman that's in business who's self-employed. Get your ducks in a row, find mentorship, read, be serious about what it is that you're doing, because there's opportunities that are here and it could transform your life and your family's life and your community.
Absolutely. And there's something you are doing in September, right?
October.
Oh, October. Okay.
October, yes.
Will it be free for the women coming on the program for the mentorship program?
Yes. So our program is free of charge for them. We fundraise. It still costs, but we do offer grants for our program. And what we're doing is giving women practical skills for global positioning. And so, do you have the skill set? Do you have the knowledge to even position your business to go beyond your current borders? And then also offering mentorship after the 1-year program.
Awesome, awesome. Somebody's just greeting us today. Always great women when you got it. Okay, great women. Thank you so much. You didn't put your name. Okay, I think it was, I don't know his name. All right, so thank you so much, ladies. Thank you, Nancy. I think we had a fantastic conversation.
Yes,
TGIF, baby.
Yes.
Thank you, Manny.
Yes.
You know, I'd just like to add, because I think I have like 2 seconds or 2 minutes. I cannot let my time
waste. No waste.
You know, I'd like to add that every woman out there, you know, you are actually a potential billionaire. You're a potential employer of labor. So you can actually, you can take yourself from where you are, you know, to a whole new level that even you did not even see it coming. But we need to be able to open our minds. I mean, I attended a program, and in all fairness, it was shocking. I think I'd mentioned it, where you were put in front of an investor as a woman, and you were asking, this was an investor that had the capacity to give you $1 billion. You were asking for $10,000 because what? You didn't see the vision. You didn't have a big picture, right? So I don't know. Is big picture going to be part of what you're going to be teaching us? How to see it bigger? You
got to dream big. That's the first step. Dreaming big.
Awesome, awesome.
So I wanted to quickly add. Yes, I want to quickly add something based on what Manny said and what you said. In doing business, I feel like you need every individual, male or female, but in this case, a woman. You need to have empathy. You need to try to see, like you said, the bigger picture, because it's not about now. So even if you don't have the personal ability to be nice or to be polite or to be, you know, enthusiastic to your customer, then employ somebody who can. But I mean, with this experience, because if, for instance, now the items that she has on her store is good, she wouldn't complain. But the fact that she's complaining, and you as an individual, you can handle that, employ somebody who can, so that you do not lose money.
But wait, why can't we just not get the product right? Do you invest in, do you mentor businesses that their products are not right? I think it should start from the right product, right?
Absolutely. Do you know your market? Because if you have products that are the customers don't like, then something is off. You don't understand your market and who you're selling to.
Absolutely. So I've finished my 2 minutes. Thank you again, Nancy. Thank you, Manny. Thank you. Alero had a fantastic show. See me, I want to go to my bed. So before we go, do ensure you follow us on Instagrams at PlusTvAfrica. You can interact with us further, drop a comment, and more importantly, follow all the engagements on social media, like, share, and invite your families and friends to watch and follow the conversation. Nancy will be giving out freebies in October, so look out for that, because we always give freebies. It's just that you people do not collect it and don't know what to get. Opportunities are there, you have to take it. Nobody's going to hand it over to you. All right, so if you missed today's quote, here it is again. I measure the progress of a community by the degree of progress which women have achieved. So when you see a community that is thriving, go and measure it by the progress of the woman. We are the ones leading, no? Men, sorry. We'll see you guys live on Monday at 8 p.m. as I bring another great conversation to your screen. Enjoy.